Hey, this is Derek Depker, multiple #1 best-selling author and author of the book, Break Through Your BS. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to transform your thoughts, your beliefs, and your fear. In fact, I'm going to show you how to use fear to help you improve your life. Before I get into this, I want to share with you a quote that has a profound impact on my thinking. It's by Buckminster Fuller. And to paraphrase him, he says, "You can't change the current reality by fighting against it. If you want to change things, you must build a new model that makes the existing one obsolete." When I first heard about this, I thought about institutions in our society. We have systems and institutions that are broken, and instead of just fighting against it, we must create something better that can replace it. And this can be seen playing out in the world throughout history and even in modern day times. There's a dictatorship or a government that rises to power and oppresses the people. And rightly so, people are upset, and so rebels come and they fight against it and they topple that government. What happens is those rebels take over and create a new government that's just as oppressive, if not even worse than the old one. See, they knew they didn't like it, but for different political reasons and agendas, they just replace it with something equally bad. Now, that might happen in society at large, but here's the thing. I realize that this quote, this insight by Buckminster Fuller really applies to our own mind, our own belief systems. I mean, are there people out there who say, "I don't want to smoke cigarettes anymore," so they fight against it and they quit? And what ends up happening is they simply replace it with overeating now. One bad habit gets replaced with another, and they're maybe even in worse condition now. This doesn't work. And it doesn't work as you fight your beliefs. See, your beliefs and your approaches and your model of reality, it served you at one point, no matter how screwed up it is. There's some truth to it. There's something that is helping you with. And what happens is we go to war with ourselves. This is bad. I must fight against it. And we're getting this tug of war tension going on. And feeling all these things that I should do, but feeling fear about doing it. And so we get stuck and we get stagnant. But Buckminster actually has an insight here. He has an insight that I'm going to share with you specifically about overcoming fear. Fear of doing something that you truly believe and know will better your life. Here's how it works. Let's say I face a situation, something that I've faced in recent years, about educating myself. Doesn't seem like it's that fearful, right? Well, consider that sometimes I might be at a seminar and there's an offer to enroll in something that's going to cost me thousands of dollars. It might cost me days of my time to go check it out. Even free seminars might cost me days of my time, or a book, whatever. It's going to cost time, possibly money, a lot of energy. And what if it doesn't work out? What if it's a waste of time? And I can tell you there's fear about signing up and dropping thousands of dollars that might not really be clear how I'm going to get that money. So was I just brainwashed and deluded into doing it? Did they just work me up into such a frenzied state? I gotta buy it, all right? It was a very conscious decision to do this, to educate myself. But what happens with some people is they go, I have a choice. I can either educate myself or not. I can either start eating healthy or not. I can start exercising or not. I can either have this tough conversation with this person or not. And what happens is not has no real consequences unless our current existence is so painful that we go, well, I can either do this or die, in which case we're more motivated to change. But if it's, well, I can either start eating healthier or I can not, which means comfort, which means what I'm familiar with, which means easy. I can either do this hard thing or not do it. It's easy to see why a lot of people get stuck in their comfort zone. But consider this. I don't see it as I can either educate myself or not. See, every choice is an act towards something. So it's not educate myself or not. It's not do or do not. It's do or do. I either choose to educate myself or I choose ignorance willfully. And while educating myself might have a lot of what ifs, what if this is a waste of money? What if it doesn't work out? What if I don't? All these things. See, ignorance has a lot of what ifs too, if I get really real about it. What if I choose ignorance and that means I'm going to be spending even more time and money making mistakes and trying to figure it out myself? What if I choose ignorance and I'm unprepared? Might throw something my way that I can't handle because I was ignorant about it. That has very real consequences. And now what starts to happen? See, there might be a fear of educating myself, but now there's a much greater fear of choosing ignorance. And what happens See, a new model has made the old one obsolete. The model of education makes ignorance obsolete. Stupid. Why would I do that? Sure, there's risk with either one, but wow, there seems to be a lot more risk with ignorance if I really look at it. You may have heard it said, do or do not. I say do or do. You are always moving towards something. You're either choosing to step into your greatness or choosing to play small, to play it safe. And there are very real, deadly consequences to that. You may have heard it said, act in spite of fear. I say act in the spirit of fear. Be deathly afraid of the real long-term consequences if you step down from your potential. And you make it easy on yourself in the short term, because in the long term, that could be disastrous for you, your loved ones, and the world. Use that fear to propel you to step up into your greatness. At this moment, fear is no longer your enemy. It is your greatest ally. You always have a choice. What are you moving towards with one choice? And what are you moving towards with another? And yes, there's more than just two choices. It's not always either or. I recognize that. But sometimes in life it really is. Sometimes I'm either in this room shooting this video or I'm not in this room. Sometimes you're either choosing to step it up and step into your greatness, or you're choosing mediocrity. What are you choosing? This is Derek Doepker. If you want more tips and insights, you can subscribe to my newsletter, like this page or this channel, and feel free to leave your comments about what you're going to choose. And if you ever want to know what I recommend, some of the education, some of the resources that have changed my life, feel free to reach out. I'll tell you right now, Peak Potentials or New Peaks and Brandon Broadwater, these are a couple people and institutions and companies that have really changed my life. Take care.